All of Ontario is now officially into stage 3 of reopening as Windsor-Essex finally goes into the third phase. That region has been held back because of a high number of cases, a lot of them stemming from the migrant farm worker population. Testing on farm workers is an ongoing issue, and that drew the attention of Premier Ford. But the case numbers has slowed down. There were just 14 new cases yesterday. Now Windsor-Essex can reopen most businesses like the rest of the province. At the bottom of the hour, we'll speak to Windsor's mayor about the anticipation about the region feeling this morning. And good news for Ontario as the province confirms just 33 new cases of COVID-19 yesterday. 33, a significant drop from the 115 cases reported on Monday. This morning at 11, Finance Minister Rod Phillips will release Ontario's 2021 first quarter finances and provide an update to Ontario's action plan responding to COVID-19. You can get the latest information on that throughout the day on our website, citynews.ca. Concern continues to mount that Premier Ford's return to school plan will lead to a surge in new infections this fall.
I'm not saying, there won't be bumps in the road when you put 2 million kids back in the classroom.
The Premier calling his plan the best in the country, but still he's facing criticism for not putting a cap on elementary class sizes, despite recommendations from sick kids to prioritize physical distancing in schools. Data has suggested younger children aren't as susceptible to COVID. The World Health Organization says suppressing the virus is the key to reopening schools.
We also need to ensure that students, staff, and faculty are safe. My message is crystal clear. Suppress, suppress, suppress the virus.
Meantime, a group of education experts, they're calling for a phased return to school, going grade by grade. They point out Denmark's successful reopening. Now that started with students up to grade 5 before bringing back older students a month later. Coming up at 8, we're breaking down the latest in education with City News reporter Cynthia Mulligan. Canada's auto workers have struggled to stay afloat as manufacturers close plants and slow production, but that may change today. We've got a live look right here at the Sheridan Centre on Queen Street West, where Unifor will begin formal contract talks with the Detroit 3 automakers, Fiat Chrysler, Ford, and General Motors, to reach collective agreements for nearly 20,000 union members. Unifor National President Jerry Diaz says a new deal is essential to boost the economy and made-in-Canada manufacturing. To the streets, the investigation continues into the heartbreaking case of a 3-year-old boy killed after he was struck by an SUV while crossing the street with his father and sister. The accident happened late yesterday morning at the East Mall and Burnthorpe Road in Etobicoke. According to police, the boy's 7-year-old sister and 36-year-old father suffered minor injuries. The alleged driver of the vehicle, an 81-year-old woman, she remained on scene and was also taken to hospital. Police confirmed to us overnight that no charges have been laid so far, but they're still looking for dash cam footage and witnesses at the scene. It is a history-making day in the U.S. as Joe Biden taps California Senator Kamala Harris to be his Democratic running mate, the first African-American and Asian-American woman to compete on a presidential ticket. Biden announcing the move on Twitter, ending an 8-month search to fill the VP slot. Now, Harris, a 55-year-old veteran Democrat, was a former Biden rival during her own presidential campaign last year. Biden has not fully committed to seeking a second term if elected, meaning Harris could be a front-runner for president in 2024. A lifelong friend of Harris tells CNN's Don Lemon the two Democrats are a perfect fit.
To me, they're the perfect match. They will balance. He has decades of experience in the presidency, but she has decades of experience fighting for what's right. And she connects, I believe, with people. She cares about people, and so does he.
No surprise, some not so kind words about Harris are coming from the current U.S. administration.
She is a person that's told many many stories that weren't true. I was a little surprised at the pick. A lot of people would say that might be the pick. I was more surprised than anything else because she did so poorly. Many people did much better than her in the primaries.
Joe Biden and the Democratic Party have been overtaken by the radical left. So given their promises of higher taxes, open borders, socialized medicine, and abortion on demand, it's no surprise that he chose Senator Harris to be his running mate.
Harris faced criticism from young black voters while in her position of California Attorney General, with many saying she was out of touch on issues like police brutality and systemic racism in the legal system.